Boars are far more fascinating than most people realize. With their rugged appearance, sharp tusks, and remarkable survival instincts, these wild animals have roamed forests and grasslands for thousands of years. Today, let's dive deep into the lesser-known world of wild boars and explore 50 intriguing facts that reveal just how intelligent, adaptable, and essential these creatures truly are. Wild boars play a vital role in their ecosystems. When they dig through the soil in search of roots or insects, they help aerate the ground, spread seeds, and create microhabitats for other species. In many ways, they're nature's original plow. Despite their bulky appearance, wild boars are fast and agile. They can run up to 40 km per hour and make sharp turns while sprinting. They're also surprisingly good swimmers, often crossing rivers and lakes to reach new territories or find food. Their diet is incredibly diverse. Boars are omnivores, eating everything from acorns, berries, and roots to small animals, insects, and carrion. In some cases, they leave and raid bird nests or dig for worms and larvae. Boars love wallowing in mud. Mud baths help regulate their body temperature, protect their skin from parasites, and relieve itching. After a good soak, they often rub against trees to remove the dried mud and any unwanted guests. These animals communicate using a wide range of vocalizations. From grunts and growls to high-pitched squeals, each sound carries a specific meaning, whether it's warning of danger, expressing contentment, or signaling aggression. Though often solitary, male boars, called boars, usually live alone outside the breeding season. Females, or sows, live in small groups with their offspring, known as sounders. The dominant female typically leads the group and guides the younger members. Boars have an exceptional sense of smell, allowing them to detect food underground or sense danger from hundreds of meters away. Their hearing is also sharp, but their vision is relatively poor. They are highly intelligent animals with excellent memories. Boars can learn from experience, recognize patterns, and even avoid traps or hunters after just one encounter. Studies have shown that their problem-solving abilities rival those of dogs and primates. One of the boar's most distinctive features is its tusks. These continuously growing teeth, especially prominent in males, can reach up to 25 centimeters in length. The lower tusks sharpen against the upper ones, creating razor-like weapons used in fights or self-defense. Wild boars are incredibly resilient. Their thick hide and layers of fat provide natural armor against bites, scratches, and even some bullets. In fact, it can take several shots to stop a large, charging boar. Boars have adapted to a wide variety of environments, from dense forests and wetlands to mountains and even semi-urban areas. As long as there's food and shelter, they'll find a way to survive. The piglets of wild boars are born with distinct white stripes on their reddish-brown fur, helping them blend into forest undergrowth. This camouflage fades after a few months as their adult coat grows in. Breeding season usually occurs in late autumn and winter. Males engage in fierce battles to win access to females. After mating, the female carries the litter for about 115 days before giving birth to up to a dozen piglets. Boars are considered a major nuisance in some regions. They can destroy crops, dig up farmland, and spread disease to livestock. Their rooting behavior leaves behind torn-up soil and damaged vegetation. Wild boars can interbreed with domestic pigs, producing hybrids that often have unpredictable temperaments and greater physical strength. These crossbreeds can pose a serious threat to local ecosystems. They are also carriers of dangerous diseases such as African swine fever, trichinosis, and brucellosis. This makes wild boar populations a concern not only for farmers but also for wildlife officials and public health experts. Boars are often the target of sport hunting. Their elusive nature, intelligence, and physical toughness make them a challenging and respected quarry. In some countries, wild boar meat is considered a delicacy. A boar's lifespan in the wild is typically 7 to 10 years, though they can live up to 20 years in captivity. Most die from hunting, disease, predation, or harsh environmental conditions. Although adult boars have few natural enemies, they can fall prey to large predators like wolves, bears, leopards, and tigers. Piglets, on the other hand, are vulnerable to foxes, birds of prey, and smaller carnivores. Wild boars have been part of human mythology and culture for thousands of years. In ancient Greece, the Erymanthian boar was one of the monsters slain by Hercules. In Celtic lore, boars symbolized bravery and ferocity in battle. In Japan, the boar is one of the 12 animals of the zodiac and represents courage, determination, and straightforwardness. People born in the year of the boar are said to be honest and strong-willed. Despite centuries of hunting and habitat destruction, boars have managed to thrive. Their population has actually increased in many parts of Europe and Asia due to mild winters, abundant food sources, and reduced predator numbers. Urban boars have become increasingly common in recent years, particularly in places like Berlin, Tokyo, and Rome. They often scavenge in trash, cross roads, and even interact with people, sometimes causing accidents or aggressive encounters. There are several subspecies of wild boar, with slight differences in size, color, and behavior depending on their native region. From the massive Ussuri boars of Siberia to the smaller forest dwellers of Southeast Asia, their adaptability is unmatched. Albinism in wild boars is extremely rare. When it does occur, albino individuals often struggle to survive due to their poor eyesight and lack of camouflage, making them easy targets for predators. Boars are capable of long migrations when food becomes scarce or if they are forced out of their territory. They've been known to travel dozens of kilometers in search of new habitats. The domestication of pigs began around 9,000 years ago, with humans selectively breeding wild boars for traits like docility and faster growth. Today's domestic pigs still share a vast amount of DNA with their wild ancestors. Boars have thick, bristly hair that varies in color depending on the climate and region. During winter, they grow a dense undercoat to retain warmth, and in summer, they shed to stay cool. Their tusks and skull structure are so strong that in some cultures, boar heads are used in traditional art and ceremonial displays. These animals have long been respected for their power and ferocity. Boars are crepuscular or nocturnal animals, often foraging at night to avoid human activity. During the day, they rest in hidden dens made of grass, leaves, and branches. Boars are not just tough physically, they're also emotionally complex. They show affection, cooperation, and even mourning behaviors within their groups. Piglets are particularly playful and bond closely with their mothers. Although many people confuse wild boars with feral pigs, the two are genetically distinct. Feral pigs are domestic pigs that have returned to the wild, while boars have always been wild and retain unique traits. Boars can be very dangerous when cornered or wounded. They're known to charge hunters, cars, and even dogs when they feel threatened. Their speed, power, and tusks make them formidable opponents. They have been introduced to various parts of the world, including North and South America and Australia. In some of these areas, they are considered invasive species, causing ecological damage and threatening native wildlife. Some wild boars are surprisingly social and curious. In areas where hunting is prohibited, they may come close to humans, especially if food is involved. However, it's never wise to approach them in the wild. Boars are excellent diggers. Using their powerful snouts, they can uproot plants, tear through soil, and even flip over rocks. This behavior helps them find hidden food but also contributes to soil erosion. Their thick layer of subcutaneous fat not only helps insulate them from the cold but also provides energy reserves during harsh winters or food shortages. In certain places, boars are used in controlled game parks or wildlife reserves to help manage vegetation and maintain biodiversity. Their rooting behavior creates space for new plant growth. Boars are not vocal all the time. They often move quietly through the forest and rely on scent trails or body language to communicate within their group. Their reproductive rate is quite high, which is why their populations can grow rapidly if unchecked. A single sow can have 2 litters per year under optimal conditions. Some studies have explored the idea of using boars in truffle farming, due to their natural ability to sniff out underground fungi. However, they tend to eat the truffles once they find them, unlike trained dogs. Boars have poor eyesight but a wide field of vision, which helps them detect motion and escape predators. They rely more on scent and hearing than on sight. There are documented cases of wild boars attacking cars, people, and even entering shops or buildings, usually in search of food or when feeling threatened. In mythology, literature, and even modern fantasy, the wild boar often appears as a symbol of raw power, independence, and primal instinct. From ancient legends to video games, the image of the boar endures. And finally, whether feared, admired, or misunderstood, wild boars are creatures that deserve respect. They remind us that even in today's modern world, wildness still lives among us, resilient, unpredictable, and deeply rooted in the earth.